God himself had to say about all of this. Guess what? He didn't give a date. And I'm not giving a date. I actually never have given a date. I let God choose his time because man has their own time frame. Some people can wait a few days, some a couple weeks, but man, I don't think anybody can go past a month except the ones who really know what God said. And I can tell you what God's doing. Yes, there is a line being drawn. Who will believe him and stand with him, and who he can use and accelerate in these powerful days ahead, and who will have to catch up. So I hope you're not on the catch-up side. That could mean several things. I won't go there. However, I do want to tell everyone hello. All you people who are still standing with what God said, I celebrate you. I congratulate you. You have blessed the heart of God that you're not giving up your stand. We all know what the Bible says. When you make a stand, stand therefore. You also know what it says, right? When you're going forward in the kingdom, don't step back. Or what? You will not be fit, in shape, or ready for the kingdom. So there you go. That's God's words to you. I hope you all who switched and jumped to the side of darkness, and that's all there is darkness and light right now. Get out of there while you can and be one of the ones who made a stand that you can celebrate and run in the streets and shout and yell. That's exactly what's going to happen because life will win. God always says to choose life, stand with life, participate with life, not the other side. And you remember we prayed for Mark Zuckerberg, right? So he knows he still has a chance to switch back and do what he did when he started all this. He designed and made a wonderful place for all of us to come and fellowship together, get to see different pictures and videos and laugh and enjoy them and enjoy life. And something happened to him. Please be praying for him, okay? This is a great place to do social networking, and that's why it was designed. But you can't let them ban you because you want God or you want what is right or you want life. And some of them who don't even know what they're saying, you don't realize what you're saying when you want to be on the other side, and that's the side God has chosen. If you think he's run away and he's hiding somewhere in heaven, that is not true. Did you feel the ground shake yet? Because you will. You remember on November 4th, God himself said, when the ground begins to shake, get ready for the landslide to expose everything. And you know what God's plans are. You've heard me say it from the very beginning. From 2015, guess what? He's not changed his plan. What he is doing is exposing all the darkness. He's going to clean that platform off. No matter where they are, what they're saying, what they're doing, God's preparing us for the next 20 years of greatness. No, you don't have to get used to wearing masks for the rest of your life. You don't have to social distance for the rest of your life. God intends to actually take the virus off the earth. Maybe he'll put it with the other ones who were running away. I don't know. I just know this. I know what God's plans are. He hasn't changed them. And unless he tells me differently, I am not changing my stand. I will be right here, releasing justice, releasing the host of heaven. And by the way, yesterday, released 50 billion of the host of heaven. And if you did not know this, God calls Florida, over the skies of Florida, he calls it his battle station on earth. What does that mean? That means there are billions of the hosts posted there to be sent out on assignment. And he had me send 50 billion. Yes, people, he has a lot. No one knows but him. You haven't counted them. You probably haven't even seen them. You'd probably be hiding if you had. The host of heaven are not beautiful, pretty boys with blonde hair and harps. They have weapons coming out of them. The frequency of God, the fire of God. They fight with lightning bolts. And guess what? Some of the ones who've been assigned now are the same ones who fought in the flesh on behalf of Israel. Go back and read it in the Bible. How one angel took out so many, hundreds of thousands, it shocked them all. We have some of those fighting with us. I enjoy commanding the host of heaven, and they enjoy going on assignments. They need orders from headquarters, and let me tell you, headquarters in heaven is very excited about these days. I know you've heard several times different people sending things around. I'm sure some of it's conspiracy stuff. Some of it's just being made up to make you feel better. Some of it's actually the real thing. You should decide on what you think it is. I just say this: get plenty of supplies, including cake, and maybe for a couple weeks or so, just to save you a trip to the grocery store. This is not a time for death and destruction for us. This is not a time for civil war. In a civil war, you have to have a divided nation. We have a pocket of people who'd rather have communism. There, I said it. The rest of us, almost 80 million of us, that's the majority in case you can't count. We want life, liberty, freedom, justice, and righteousness in this nation, and we are going to get it. If God can save a world when 8 people are praying, how much do you think he can do with millions of people praying for this nation, for its destiny, and also the impact that will have around this world? There are millions and millions of people praying and agreeing with you. What you shouldn't do is begin to bash one another. You're speaking the enemy's words. I'll bash evil all day long, but I'm not going to bash the ones he made. God sends people to this earth. They're already anointed. They're already appointed. I happen to be just one of those. But I will not lose my stand, and I will not back up. Because these are powerful days. If people say, what's going on? They're powerful days. And when the hand of your God is about to move for you, yes, you can sit and eat cake and watch. You've prayed. You've read your word. You've laid on your face. You've cried out to God. Guess what? He heard you. He's not going to ignore your words when they line up with his. When your words line up with his, they create something that no man and no devil can stop. So this is what we have to say. Go, host, make toast. I can tell you that they were released 50 billion the other day. Today, 10 more billion. God had me release to key points in this country and key points around the world to be ready. What can they do? They can expose things. They can speak to people and change the way that they're thinking. They can say things of God to their spirit, just like the devil says to yours. If you're hearing it's all over, let's just give it up. You're hearing the wrong voice. The shaking has surely begun that God spoke of on November the 4th when he said, when the ground begins to shake, get ready for the great exposure, the landslide of exposure that will happen. He's not changing who he has chosen to keep in the White House. And it doesn't matter to me when God finishes what he's going to start. I am celebrating with him.